welcome to my channel. Today I'll be taking you through the process of coupling your penny loafers upper. The pattern has been cut out already and the leather has been cut out also. So what I'm going to do now is my weaving. I'm going to be weaving the upper and there's a loafers design at the front, and that's what I want to start weaving. So you place the needle from behind, that's underneath, and don't allow the just leave a little behind, and you pass it through the other hole beside. You do that twice. When you do that twice, you're going to just you're gonna lock it. That means that is tighten it a bit. So let's see. This is the second time I'm doing this right now. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that it's a bit tightened. Make sure it's a bit tightened. So to be sure that it will not lose. Once it's tightened, can you see there? I'll go to the next hole in at the front, pass it, and take it to the back. I hope you are getting me right now. So this is what you keep doing till you go around the weaving parts that you need to weave. So just make sure that you do not miss any of the holes. The holes have already been punched there, and that's how I do my weaving for my penny loafers. And this weaving is very simple. It's hand stitching, so there's no issue with it. So the hole at the front, just pass the needle through it, and you are good to go. Make sure you use this a very tiny needle so that if you use a needle that is too wide, it will create big holes there that will not be able to be filled up with the thread. So that's how I do my weaving for the front of my penny loafers. So guys, let's go to the next step. So once you're done with that, the next thing you do is to create holes at the back of the shoe side. That's where your back strap is going to be. There are different ways of doing this. You can decide to hold it together, put a little glue at the edge, and stitch it from your machine. Or you can decide to do your hand stitching. So this time around, I'm not so doing hand stitching at the back. I just want to make sure that they are well aligned. Just hold them together facing each other and create some little holes in maybe 2 cm. You can just create little holes there, and then you're going to use your hand stitching thread and the needle to pass through them until they are well stitched and you are so sure. So once you are done with that, then you check it out very well. After that, we move to the back strap where we're going to use to cover the back stitches that we had earlier on. So we're going to do this. Apply your gum on the back straps, and also apply the gum on the back side, or where you use the hand stitching on. And gently make sure that it doesn't pass, it's not too wide, and maybe you can just also use the back strap to measure the place you want to put the gum. And the next thing you do is to make sure that you lay it very well. So I can use my pattern to just be sure of the sides that are going underneath and the ones that are going above. So that's what I just did there. So I placed my back strap at the back, and make sure that it is well centralized. Please be sure that it is well centralized, so that when you're lasting, you will not get to find out that your back strap is moving at a particular side or is bent. It's very important that so I'm going to check this out to be sure of what I just did, and make sure that it's well laid and exactly at the back. It's very important that you check this out. A lot of people make that mistake. So the next thing we do is to take it to the machine and stitch. Since I'm already sure of the back strap laying, I'm going to stitch it. So make sure you stitch. If you have a post-bed machine, make use of a post-bed. I'm using a straight sewing machine here. So very soon, maybe on my other videos, I'm going to use my post-bed machine. So make sure that it is you stitch it very well, check it very well, and the exercise that is there, I'm gonna cut it out because I'm not folding this time around. If it's other pattern, I might decide to fold. The next thing I'm gonna be doing now is to um, lay the lining on the upper itself. So the lining has been cut out already, and I'm gonna lay it on the upper itself. So I'm gonna apply gum on the edges of the leather round. I'm gonna apply gum on the edges on the leather round. As you can see, that's exactly what I'm doing here to make sure that the gum gets through to all the necessary places that it needs to get through. And once I'm done with that, um, I'm gonna pick up my lining. So, but let me be sure that the gum has gone through. Yes, as you can see. So I'm gonna pick up my lining now, and as I pick up my lining, I'm gonna do the same thing where I want to gum together. That's what I'm gonna put. Don't apply gum on all the parts of the leather yet. Do not apply gum part of the leather where you want to skip. Glue together, that's the place you're gonna apply your gum. So here we go. As you can see here, it's well laid. Once that is done, and I'm sure I'm gonna bring them together and lay them gently. You have to make sure that you fix them properly, because if it does not align, the upper will not be smooth, and it will be so rumpled. So we're gonna make sure that we lay it very well. So take your time, and but you have to please do not allow the gum to get dry. That is very important. Once the gum get dry, you will not be able to lay it properly. So the gum must still be wet while you are doing that. So you can see like I'm adjusting. I can open because the gum is still wet. Once the gum is dry, I won't be able to do all this. So take note of that secret I just told you. Make sure that the gum is still wet when you are doing all this, because without that it will not be very possible, or it will be very, very rough, and you wouldn't want that at all. So once I'm already sure what I've done, I'm just going to cut those sides that are giving me issue for laying it properly. I've cut the sides of the tongue. I already cut them to lay very well, and once that is done, I'm good to go. So as you can see, that is done right now, and the next thing I'm going to do is just use my hammer to just hammer it very well. I'm going to eat it very well. And just gently, please make sure you eat it gently, just for it to lay very well. And the next thing I'm going to do is my cutting. So I'm going to cut all the excesses I have at the edges of where I'm going to be taping. Remember that we want this particular design, we're taping the edge with the leather that we use for the upper. That's where we're taping the edge with. So just watch this method for the penny loafers. There's many ways of taping your upper, but this time around, this is what I'm showing you. So learn this and follow the exact thing I did here. So once I'm done cutting these edges, then I move straight to my taping. I'm gonna pick up my taping, and this is the second one. So I'm sure you already understand what I did earlier on. So that's not an issue for you. Just go through with the cutting easily, but make sure you do not cut your leather. Please be very careful, and make sure your scissors is very sharp. And once it's very sharp, then you are good to go. So let's just quickly run through this. Let's run through this together, and that is it. So guys, the next thing now is to pick up the tapings, and let me just pick up the tapings and open up. Let's just open up those places that we need to open up. Then we'll check it out very well. Yes, we're checking it out very well now to be sure that it's well properly laid. Yes, just getting beside myself, that's the reason. So once I'm done with that, I pick up my taping. That's the taping leather that I skived the other time. I skived this. Let's skive this. Yes, let's skive this together. Okay, I have skived this, so I'm going to skive it right now. Just be careful with your skiving. Very extremely careful with your skiving. Make sure that you are using a very smooth and a sharp blade. And if you have a skiving machine, you can use your skiving machine. So right now I don't have a skiving machine, so this is what I'm using. I'm using my cutting blade to skive it. I'm gonna skive this gently, and once I'm gonna skive it all through. Please, when skiving, be very, very careful so that you do not cut the leather. If you do not skive very well, to cut the leather. So as you can see here, I'm almost done with my skiving, and once I'm done with the skiving, then I'm going to stitch it with in the machine. Now I've stitched it already, So just take it to the machine and stitch it around. And when I'm done stitching, and the next thing I'm gonna do is to apply my gum on the that side of the um, tape, and also on the edge of the shoe itself, just the edge, just a tiny edge, as you can see here, just the edge of the leather itself. And once we are done with this, we're sure you just allow it to get dry a little, so that it get dry a little. Once you get dry a little, you can have your this is, I call this my iron last. I'm gonna use it to eat it together. So just to cut some of these threads that are out there. So let's just use to eat this first. Eat it like this first before you fold. Eat it there like that, and you start folding. So when you start folding, please just try and make sure that you draw it closer, and it is well laid. Once you notice that it's not well laid, you can open it up again and relay it on it. So you're gonna do this round. You're gonna do this round on the shoe, and let's see the outcome of what we're doing. So if you're into shoemaking already, I'm sure you already understand what I'm doing here. And maybe just a beginner, this is also something that is very simple for you to do. So let's check it out on the last that we're using. So as you can see, can you see what we achieved there? I hope you can see the taping clearly. So we are good to go on that. So this is a very, very good outcome. So the next thing I'm going to do is to stitch.